Kandi just amended her divorce filing, and she is not playing with Todd. So much so that Todd is calling on his dead mama to give him strength for the storm he started. You can't make this up, y'all. Sit down. Remember when we said that the divorce between Kandi and Todd was going to turn ugly? We said that this weekend. Well, again, Todd's the one that made it turn ugly because, and let's just get into this, Kandi was trying to keep things cute. She filed a no drama divorce settlement, said, no, we're going to have equal custody, this and that. I wish him well. You know Kandi, she always is on some kumbaya. Todd hit her back with the ooh, ah, ah. He said, I'm the primary parent. As a matter of fact, I want emergency full, right? Todd said, I want emergency full custody because I'm the primary parent and you're always absent, and I want full primary custody. I want full primary legal custody. And matter of fact, you know that prenup? Guess what? It's invalid. And I want half of everything you own. And he even cited what happened in Bravo on Thing. And I said, Todd, I hope you know what you're doing. Have you lost your mind? You're always coming up with some half-baked schemes, but you about to go to war with Mrs. Atlanta, Kandi Burruss, Miss Atlanta. Yes, love or hate Kandi Burruss, and unfortunately for Todd, everybody loves Kandi. She is Miss Atlanta, which means the judges like her, the juries like her, the child support, and when people don't like her, they can just come and get Tiny and T.I. to testify. Todd is always coming up with some half-baked schemes. I don't even know how he got this one. Well, guess what? Kandi literally clapped back. She filed two things. One, a gag order. She said, if you think that you're going to literally embarrass me and use that as leverage to get money out of me the same way you using these kids to get more money, well, guess what? You got another thing coming. She said, nope, we want a gag order. So whatever we talk about will be in private. Now, we don't know if the judge is going to grant the gag order. She also came out swinging and said, first of all, that prenup, Todd, it is ironclad. And what's more, I have the original Bravo footage showing you don't have a dog in this fight. Y'all, let me just say this. I don't understand, right? You was with someone for pretty much 15 years. You couldn't build up any type of income. That is your retirement plan? Living off of Kandi's money and dating around and act like you out there? Man, if you don't go back to those production lots. Okay, so anyway, let's get into what Kandi said because I think this is juicy. Oh, also, Todd then posted stuff on Instagram to literally, Mama, what is that, Boys to Men Mama? Come on, Mama, I need you now more than ever. You picked a fight with someone that got more money, more well-loved, and about her business. And now you calling on your mama? I know, you know what? May Todd's mama rest in peace. That's all I'm saying. Hold on. Okay, first, let's go into the amended petition because that is Kandi's counterpunch, okay? They said, so in the amended petition, I'll go live later if I can, but let's skim through this. They said the prenup was drafted, negotiated, and executed before the wedding. She said, how do I know? Because the same attorney that's representing you now is the same attorney that represented you during that prenup. You were represented by Randall Kessler. You discussed the prenup with Randall, on and off camera. Randall is also representing Todd in this divorce. It was aired on Kandi's wedding on Bravo's episode 3 or 4. This is devastating for Todd because Todd's filing claimed he was handed a prenup moments before the ceremony without counsel, which is a classic invalidate the prenup strategy. But the Bravo footage contradicts him. Kandi basically told the judge, roll the Bravo tapes, Your Honor, because he is lying. This is iconic that already your major thing to get money. Todd declared war with Kandi and thought that this whole Bravo footage was his aha. But now that that's been invalidated, Kandi knows you mean war. She's done playing with you, and this is not going to be nice. Even though I will say Kandi probably wasn't going to give Todd any money anyway. Also, Kandi has flipped the custody thing completely. Now, in the original thing, Kandi asked for joint physical. Now she's saying that primary physical custody should be with her, and Todd should be the one to get parenting time. Again, listen, Kandi is putting out saying, you are not the stable parent, I am. Now, Todd has been trying to cosplay Mr. Mom on social media for the last few months, but we all know that he knew this was coming, so, oh no. Get this, he also weaponizes the nanny and her family support system, because here's the thing. Todd is saying, Kandi's always out working. But Todd, don't you got to go to work too? Now that you can't be Kandi's living husband, don't you got to go to work too? Aren't you going to be out working a 9 to 5 too? So aren't the kids going to have some type of help and caregiver too? It's not, unless you thought that you was just going to coax off of Kandi's dime and never work again, a la Kevin Federline. Kandi establishes that she's always paid for the full-time nanny. So Todd can't say, oh, I take care. You always had a full-time nanny. So Todd, what are you talking about? The nanny assisted with both kids since birth. Todd never objected, and her family lives close by and helps. This completely destroys Todd's "she travels too much and the kids live with me now" narrative. This is critical because the custody case hinges on stability, historical care, and the support network. Kandi just proved all three. And she also proved that if Todd were to get full physical custody, there would still have to be a nanny, because Todd doesn't have a support base besides the one that Kandi's always paid for. And get this, she claims decision-making authority. She wants joint legal custody, but she wants to get the final say in education and health. This undermines Todd's attempt to say he would make all decisions. And get this, let's talk about the gag order. They said the gag order motion to seal Kandi's war preparation, that's a big tell. They said what Kandi asked the judge to seal are financial disclosures, both home addresses, any information either party calls confidential, anything that would endanger the kids, anything that could be used on social media, and all pleadings, exhibits, testimony, and transcripts. This is a full-on blackout order. Now, here's why it's significant, okay? I asked a few legal people, and they were like, Tisa, this is super significant. Todd hired Randy Kessler. Randy Kessler is a lawyer known for using aggressive public leverage. Todd's filings include a spoliation notice, which is usually a precursor to asset discovery, forensic accountants, public pressure, and media narratives. Kandi, she is trying to block Todd from leaking, blogging, hinting, and giving interviews, posting, or using the storyline on TV. This is a direct response to Todd's potentially harmful PR strategy. Todd always coming out with some half-cooked schemes. Moreover, right, there's also a celebrity gossip angle, and this is the juicy part. They said, listen, Kandi just used Bravo footage as a lethal weapon. She isn't just fighting a court, she's fighting for receipts that aired on national TV. She literally replied in her briefs, you actually consulted Randy Kessler on camera and told me you were good to sign. Roll the Bravo tape. This is a messy Real Housewives legal moment. Again, this is now a custody battle. Todd came for emergency custody before the divorce was even final. Kandi responded by asking for primary custody for herself for the first time. This is no longer amicable. This is a full-scale parental war. And again, they are saying that it looks like Kandi thinks Todd is going to weaponize the media. Todd is preparing PR links. He's preparing a storyline. He may use the kids as leverage. Todd may expose financial info. Todd may try to sway the court of public opinion. Kandi filing to seal the motion this early is not normal. It means that she does see what Todd's doing as a threat. And get this, though. This is the last thing. They said Todd was stupid, though, because the prenup attack, where he got so aggressive and let Kandi know he coming for everything, that backfired immediately. He tried to argue duress. Kandi countered with, attorneys were involved, negotiations happened, you filmed the process, and you literally signed on camera saying you were good. Again, they said this could kill Todd's entire financial strategy. And what's more, they said Kandi has a village. Todd does not. She pays for and lays out. They both use the nanny, her entire family network, and the proximity to the marital home, and the long-term child care history. This is how a parent wins custody battles. Meanwhile, Todd's filing only said, she's working out of state. That narrative is done. It is dead. Again. And Kandi is finally coming in and establishing herself as a stable, present parent. She said, I paid for the nanny for years. I arranged care. I have family. We both travel. This is how you undo an emergency custody play. And also, Todd's lawyer, Randall Kessler, is also in the crosshairs. Kandi named him directly, saying he represented Todd, he was involved before the wedding, his advice is on camera. This is delicate, to say the least. They said, Tisa, if Bravo footage shows Kessler advising Todd, the prenup challenge completely collapses. This is unprecedented. So what did Todd have to say about this? As you would expect, not ish, but listen to this. Anyway, Todd, if you want to know, pulled up, really just sat there and tried to pull an offset. Tell me, I miss my granny pose, right? Again, listen to this. Todd said, Mama, I hope you're resting well. I need you now more than ever. You literally are trying to get a prenup invalidated and ask for emergency primary and full custody of a woman's kids, and you calling on your mama? You've raised a good man that will continue to make you proud. My boy died yesterday. Tell him I said what's up. I have a lot of unfinished business down here, but I look forward to the day I'll see you again. And if you see God, tell him I'm doing my best and I have faith in this journey. He has me on because I know I'm destined for greatness. Love you, the best damn son in the world. Okay, first of all, that would be sweet, but it does seem manipulative for you to post that. And even your friend dying after Kandi just outed you for everything. And that's when I said, yo, if you've been watching my channel, you know I have a theory, right? Do you think Todd is just trying to extort or blackmail Kandi into giving him a payout? And that's why Kandi just filed a gag order and she's doing all that mess? I don't know, y'all, but I'll tell you one thing. This divorce was cordial. Todd declared war, and now he's sitting up here praying to his mom because Kandi just destroyed his two biggest things. But we will see. We will see in the future what goes on and where it goes to. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.